Got it. Hello and welcome. Tonight is so exciting. We just came off of our 40th anniversary from Pampered Chef last month in October, and all the teams are going insane. So we better teach each other what to do with all these fantastic new people we have on our team. And if you're watching right now and you're not with us, because I know all these people that are with us, they're just rockin' recruiters, but in case you're one of them that's watching and you have not recruited yet because you think you have to know everything before you can help others do well, I'm telling you, plug in right now, because one, you will know everything. And two, you'll know that you don't have to know everything. And you're not in this by yourself. Your recruiters, your directors, your upline directors, your sister directors, your brother directors, everybody around you is here to help you. So don't worry about that. Get into this recruiting situation going on and jump on the bandwagon, because it's only going to benefit them and it's only going to benefit you. So I just want to plug that right now before we even jump into what do you do once you got someone, okay? Now, another thing I wanted to tell you is I have everything typed up for you. You do not need to remember a single thing. We're going to talk about systems and what to do with every word that's already typed up, okay? I'm going to make sure every team gets this. What you're going to do is hopefully everybody here and listening has a binder. And in your binder, the very first place with your binder or your notebook, whatever your system is, have a place to put all your leads, right? That almost every time we've ever heard a talk with all the fantastic directors on our team, that's all they've ever talked about, is have a place for all those leads and to keep track of them and what's going on with them. How many turned into shows? How many turned into recruit leads? How many turned into new consultants on your team? Just keep track. But most importantly, it's for you to keep track, to keep growing your show schedule. Second place in your binder is, as soon as you have some of these as hosts, you're going to have a place, another tab in your binder to exactly what to do to host coach these people to have those $1,000 shows and 3 new shows booked off at every show. If you haven't taken one of our host coaching classes, we've got more coming and there's tons on Dash, but you need a system for that. And that's your second tab. Your third tab is the one I'm going to email to you or send on Facebook, and you're going to print this out. And that's what we're talking about right now. That third tab is, as soon as you do a great job at your virtual parties, and if you're anybody out there is doing a live party in any way, virtually or not, you are going to get people excited, motivated to see what the possibilities are like for them to do this very same thing at their home. And when that happens, then what? Now that's where we're starting right now, and that's your third tab, okay? So the very first thing you do, guess what it is? What is the very first thing you do once you get somebody on your team? Anybody think of an idea?
Call them.
Celebrate. That's the first thing. Celebrate. Okay. So let them know how happy you are that they are a part of your new Pampered Chef family and that they are welcome. Celebrate in every way possible. You send them an email, a phone call, whatever you do to celebrate. Put them on Facebook. Welcome them to the teams. That's the first thing you do, okay, is let them know that they have come to a warm place to grow and learn and be successful. And you can celebrate for yourself too, because what happens when you have a new consultant on your team? You get the joy of benefiting other people and watching their dreams happen. Nothing's better than that. Literally nothing is better than that. Then the second thing you get is you get higher pay from your very first person on your team. You get higher pay, 2% raise from the very first person you add to your team. Who wouldn't like a 2% raise in any profession from one person? Okay. Then the very next thing you get trip points. You get 3,000 points for every qualified new consultant on your team when they qualify in their first 90 days. Okay. So 3,000 trip points is a ton of trip points. I've earned most of my trips. In fact, I think I could probably, I would have to look, but I wouldn't be surprised if I earned every single trip I've ever earned because of recruiting. For me, it wasn't always I wasn't always top in sales. I did pretty okay, but I wasn't top. And 100%, I would not have earned any trip if it weren't for recruiting. Okay. And then what else do you get? You learn how to be a leader. And that's what I'm going to show you right now. So anyway, there's just, and the endless possibilities of growth. It's really once you have 5 on your team, and it's not just you promoting 5, it's you have at least 2, and other people on your team recruit too. And when you have 5, you get the luxury of making this a career with Pampered Chef and earning almost just under double pay, okay, with directorship. And when you promote, you get 5,000 additional trip points toward the trip. So you might just earn a trip this year and didn't even know it, right? Okay, so so celebrate. It's worthy of celebrating. Second thing, now you're going to make a time to have a conversation with them. First thing you're going to ask them, how do you want to be trained? Number 1 question, how do you want to be trained? Should I have a conversation with you via text, via email, via phone, via Zoom? Of course, my favorite is Zoom because we can screen share. But some people don't feel comfortable that way, and that's okay too. So how do you want to be trained? And then as I'm talking to them, however that may be that they choose to be trained, then the next thing is, how did you get excited enough to join us? If I don't know the answer to that question, I need to know that answer to that question because that's their why. And everybody will work hard for their why. Okay. What are 1 or 2 most important things for you to accomplish in your Pampered Chef business? What would be a deal breaker? If this didn't happen, it just wouldn't work. Okay. I need to know that. And then I'm going to reassure them, okay, I'm going to coach you just like that's the same exact tool that you use to coach your host to have big shows is the same. It's no different, not 1 step different to coach a new consultant. Okay, now that I know this is what you want, my job is to show you how we're going to get that. Let's break it down into numbers of shows. And how do we get numbers of shows? Let's go on the new consultant training page and start there and look at the verbiage they say. Let's copy and paste it. Let's go put it together on 40 green dots right now. Let's get excited and tell people, right? Okay. I'll email you guys, but I have about 4 other really important questions that I ask that very first time I'm talking with my new consultants or my team's new consultants.
What was the last question?
So what would be a deal breaker? Like if 1 or 2 things, like if that didn't happen, you couldn't earn new products, or you know, whatever it is that they might say is a deal breaker. If this took 100 hours a week, I would be a deal breaker. If I couldn't be home with my family, it'd be a deal breaker. What is their why? You're really important to get to their why. Okay. Then the next thing is to let them know that there's so many other, another awesome recruiter that just added a new consultant last night and promoted to advanced director. Lisa, welcome.
Woo! Sorry, I was putting in the wrong number, of course.
Oh, the other one for the next hour. Okay, yeah. Well, we're glad you're
just
here.
So you know, I have 3 Zooms in a row, like 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, and I had 2 at 7. So I was like, oh my gosh, what do I do?
No worries. We get it.
Anyways, thank you for your nice words.
You're very welcome. So the next step is getting on Zoom if they will, and if they won't, you show them how in however they want to be trained to go on to Dash. That's like first, let's use Home Office. Home Office has paid people tons of money. So use that because that's how they're going to set up all their shows. Dash is going to be the most accessible to them out of anything. Okay. So that's number 1, or actually number 3, and then, after you show them Dash and why it's of value to them and how easy it is, they can have a couple minutes here on their phone, a couple minutes waiting in line over here, and they can do a Dash, right? Then the next thing you do is get them their order payment account and their direct deposit. Okay, help them with that right away so they can just knock that out. They don't worry about that anymore. So let's see. Okay, then it's what we're all so familiar with and we're all using, and that is to, if you can Zoom with them some more, show them the new consultant training page that awesome Tina and Miriam spent so much labor of love and time on. That thing is fantastic, and it's been updated for the new Facebook, which was even more time. And it's so great. You know how I've used it as a tool? I mean, before, how many of us directors can raise your hand? Y'all been there? We spent every painstaking second training, like we would schlep all our stuff to a Tuesday night meeting or whatever night, right? We'd break it out and all the, charts and the this and show them. And then we'd call them when we got home, and then it'd be hours. It was hours, guys. It was hours. None of that. No more. No more. That's why people are promoting like popcorn. Now, all you do, the next step is say, okay, let me show you, hopefully via Zoom, but however they want. You can talk to them over the phone. Let me show you where to go on New Consultant Training page, step 1. And like they always do, they're going to do at 6 o'clock tonight, Sheila, is how you don't skip. You just go 1, 2, 3, right? So show them that. Show them how to get their first bookings. And then step 1, right? Well, then you say, okay, do step 1. Do you have any questions? Call me back after you do step 1 and maybe step 2. Call me back. I'm going to be waiting for your call. Okay. That way you don't have to handhold. They will get a lot done. Then they call you back and then if you've got a real techie on your hands, then you don't even have to do that, right? You can say, let's read a few of these together and tell me what you're comfortable with and what you're not comfortable with. So teach them to where they're at. Some people are going to be like, don't hold my hand. I just want to run. And there's going to be other people that, you're going to need to climb into their living room during COVID, right? It's okay. Wherever anybody's at, it's okay. But don't assume. That's my big thing there. Don't assume. And always ask lots of questions so you know exactly where they're at. And then you go, okay, now do steps 5 and 6. Call me back, right? Until, and just keep assuring them once you get this first one set up, unless they're choosing not to use a post system, you can batch post it. And this is a lot of hard work the first time. After that, you batch it, go. Okay, so that's what you do there. Number 6, invite them to all the team trainings. Explain why there are so many. Explain that they're there as a tool for them, that we have multiple ways for them to learn and be successful, that they're short, that they're efficient, that they don't have to plug into everything, though the more they do, the faster they're going to learn, the faster they're going to earn. But again, these are resources to them that they repeat week after week, except maybe the once a month team meeting. So with these repeating, if they miss one, bummer, we'd rather them get the information faster, but guess what? Next week, it'll be here again. So just to plug in, and what the value of each of those night meetings are, okay? And then hopefully on your team page, you've also got it as your announcement at the top of your team page, explaining when they are that are repeating and how to log in. And then I try to always go in Sunday night and change those logins and everything. I admit that Sunday nights are a little frantic for me. So sometimes I'm there Monday morning before I leave for work, plugging in whatever I can. But whatever we can do to give them a notification for the upcoming week, that's your system as a leader. And I know lots of you here are not directors, and your directors are doing that, so don't stress. But once you're a director and you're ready to have your own team page, which may be way down the line, it's no rush, don't worry, don't stress, then what I'm talking about matters. Okay, all right, number 7, have your new consultant sign up with some kind of posting system. Most of us, of course, use SendShare. Some people just like the Facebook scheduler, that's fine. And some people, I know like Christine's team really likes the Post My Party. It doesn't matter, but have them get going on one of them. Obviously, if they use SendShare, they're going to get some scripts from Tina and Miriam already set up. So that is a little easier, but it's up to that leader how they want to handle that. And then number 8, have them add all their future hosts into their Pampered Chef website, okay? All their future hosts. Tell them, didn't you say your sister was going to do one down the road? Well, let me show you how to load her up. We can change the date real fast. So help them get right on that, okay? Because if every time they're going into Dash and they're seeing their sister's name and she still hasn't really picked a real date yet, they're likely to change and get a real date, okay? Then number 9, Have them set up their business page, which is, of course, if you're doing step-by-step on the new consultant training page, that's already one of the first steps. So you will have already done that. So likely some of these you might be able to check off in multiple moments. So 10, message them the fall party link for right now. Later we might have a winter or spring, but anyway, message them whatever that current link is so that they don't have to reinvent the wheel the first few times, but they can always later. Or show them where they can get the generic one on the new consultant page that Tina and Miriam did. Let's see. After that, 11, have them follow the instructions on the new consultant training page. We talked about that. 12, tell them to just keep repeating. Go say, repeat 8, 9, 10, 11. On the new consultant training page, just say, repeat 8, 9, 10, 11, 8, 9, 10, 11, and call me back when you've done 30 of those or something. Okay. Have them open their kit. Okay. That's the next big one. Okay. So then the next thing I say is, okay, on your business page, on your parties, videotape yourself going live. Okay. And if it's not live, it's just video that you're reposting in multiple places. So you're getting more bang for your buck. You can only do this now while you're a new consultant. You can't do this later. So take advantage of it now. Like I'm saying now, I mean, if you're in your first 3 months, even 4 months, I don't know, you can still get away with it. I, on the other hand, cannot get away with this. Open and unveil what your new consultant kit looks like. Everything that's coming out, how excited you are, why you're excited, what this means, how little you paid. Oh my gosh, there's a special going on right now where you can get it with so much off. That enthusiasm, you can replay that thing at multiple shows. Even when you're a decade later, you can say, well, this was me when I first got my business going. Now the kit has changed, but this will show you how generous Pampered Chef is. You can get mileage out of that videotape. So have them use that. Then the very next thing is number 14, have them post a 30-second video as often as they're willing. I try to say, would 30-second video be too much a day? And right away, a lot of people go, yeah, that's a lot for me every day. But okay, it's your business. You get to run your business how you want. However, if you could post 30 seconds, here's my suggestion. Take 7 minutes on when you have more time. Maybe it's a Sunday night for you, I don't know. And have your 30-second video clips already pre-recorded on your computer or on your phone, ready to post. So you don't have to take 30 seconds a day. You can take 4 seconds a day and post those videos that you set up for the whole week that are only 30-second long videos of 7 different tools. 1 tool a day for 30 seconds. And you just hit post, post, post. So everyone you're adding to your shows, to your business pages, they are used to seeing something cool and personal from you. The more personal you make it, the better. If your hair's in a ponytail and you're in not the perfect kitchen and you know there's even a little crumb mess on the side of the counter, you know how many people can relate to that? You know how real that is? You know how they feel invited and welcomed into your family, your home, your kitchen? The more personal, this business is not like most businesses. I know there's a lot of businesses and it's all about making somebody feel welcome and personal. But in our business, we're the only business I know that the first minute you're meeting people often, you are opening their refrigerator, you are pulling stuff out, you are meeting grandma, aunt and uncle, and every cousin, sister, brother, and their neighbors too, and their coworkers, right? I don't know any other job like that. This is personal. So if we're getting that personal with them, you don't have to get totally personal. And you know what I mean by that. You know, you don't want your underwear in the back, hanging in the back of the room, right? But you want to be personal. They want to know, oh, she's got a kitty. I don't know. When I saw Laura go live last night in her New York apartment, looked so cute and fun, or I assumed it was apartment. She said it was small. Anyway, and it's New York. I loved seeing her kitty run in the background. I loved seeing how she made all her cool Pampered Chef tools work in that cute, new, trendy New York apartment with the kitchen going on that was tiny. I love seeing her get excited about the smell of her pizza she was making. That is what people want to know. They want to know you. They will buy so much more from you when they feel like they know you and they want that you're a part of their family, they're a part of yours. Okay. So that's what those 30-second videos do. It's not just about how to use the can opener, I'm telling you. It's about feeling welcome. And that's what you're doing. And right now in COVID, everyone needs to connect. Your recruiting will go way up, and so will all your new consultants recruiting go way up if they feel connected. There's a power in that. All right. And then the next thing I ask, number 15, encourage them to have fun. We so often, when we're training, we forget that this business is fun. We forget the joy you feel when you just hit the go button and you just paid for your first new consultant kit, right? I've been in 17 years. I sometimes can beat the fun right out of it, you know, because I'm just like, oh, and then how many hosts am I supposed to talk to today? You know what I mean? So let's get them back to that, because that's why they joined too. It wasn't just about the paycheck. It wasn't just about the free product. It was about, you know what? I know a girlfriend that's an insurance agent. There is no fun in that. I'll tell you right now, right? She said, Tammy, I just wanted to do something for me. Wasn't about my kids, wasn't about insurance and this boss that I can't stand. It was something I like, I enjoy. So we got to get them connected to the fun. Remember when I said we got to know their why? Well, I guarantee you half of them, even if they didn't tell you this, half of their why is, this does not look like the kind of mundane job I'm used to. Okay. So how do we get them to have fun? Say, don't put away those tools right away. What 5 tools do you want to play with this week? What 7 tools do you want to play with this week that you want to put on your video camera, that you want to make? What is, like, if you could dream of one delicious thing to make this week, what would it be? Can I send you a recipe? I mean, get them back to the fun. Can I show you where you can find all the fun recipes? What do you like about it? Maybe you joined because you don't like cooking and you don't know how to cook. What is fun to you? Is it talking to all your friends on Facebook in a party and doing all the games? Well, let me show you. I'm going to add you to the virtual party page where you're going to see all the cool games that you can upload onto your computer or download. I'm not a techie. Anyway, the point is that get them back to the fun, okay? And the team meetings where we stay connected and we know real people and we feel like we're a part of something, that's fun. Get them to that. Get them to all the fun, okay? Then number 16, and this is the second to last thing. Okay, so tell them that they need to make a goal to continue to make 6 contacts a day. Way back in the day, we used to say make 3 contacts a day, and that will get you to big numbers, right? Well, that did, except we are in a system now where making 3 contacts could take like 4 seconds. Our old way of making 3 contacts was pick up the phone, dial it, hope you get a human. If you don't, that doesn't count as a contact, hang up. Okay, guess what? Today we don't do any of that. Well, you can, but most of us don't. Today it's text 6 people in the same group and they don't know they're in a group or something. I mean, it could be so fast. Text and copy, paste, copy, paste, copy, paste. So they're not in a group, so they don't know. But it could be green dot, copy, paste. 6 contacts can take seconds, right? But it's the habit. It's the habit that you're reminding them to get into. So say, make those 6 contacts a day. You will fly in this business. If you do that one thing and nothing else, you will not believe how far you go in this business and how fast you go. Do not worry about the no's. Do not worry, because if you're in the land of no's, it means you're asking and you're doing your job. Do your job. It's okay. Be in the land of no's, because there's lots of yeses to be found in the land of no's, and just remind them they're going to get them. And that we have words to say that they can copy and paste to overcome the land of no's if you're feeling like you're striking out, okay? And then tell them after you've heard 5 no's, the next person I want you to hear is my voice. Call me. Don't just text me, call me. After 5 or 6 no's, call me, okay? And we're just going to tell them, guess what? I just got 5 or 6 no's this week too. But you know what? Tell me what you're saying. Tell me what you tried. All right. What are you confident to give a try next? Okay. Bring it out of them. We don't have all the answers. We're not supposed to have all the answers. But if they know they have a partner in crime and they know that you can encourage them and that you can draw it out of them, they're more likely to do it. If I just tell them, okay, I want you to do these 3 things and say these 3 things, won't work, right? We gotta draw it out of them. What are you willing to try? What have you tried already? Ask really good open-ended questions. Okay, and so when they're making their list of contacts, they're gonna see, we have a new person adding, hi, welcome, that they will come up with a list of 100 really fast. And they will not believe how different their business is after a list of 100 contacts. Okay. Does that mean 100 yeses? No. That means 100 contacts. So it probably means, like, if they're really blessed, 20 yeses. I'll take 20 yeses. Who else would take 20 yeses? Amen, right? Okay, and so that's all about just setting them up for success. Now, the other things in the email I'm going to send to you, that's the whole kit and caboodle. And really, all of that is using our resources. It's quick little conversations, sending them back to the same resources that Tina and Miriam set up, sending them back to the same resources Pampered Chef and Dash set up. It's using what we have and being a strong and mighty team together, that none of us ever again have to do it alone. But on these emails that I'm going to send, there is a verbiage on what to say when they're talking to people. It's similar to Tina and Miriam's, but it is a little bit different so that they have a variety. It's what to say when they hear a no. It's a note to you, the recruiter, that there's a list for you, and a new consultant bingo board. Created a new consultant bingo board, and I don't know what you want to give them. It could be like a bunch of kisses, like Hershey kisses. I don't care. You pick whatever thing that won't break your bank. A lot of us who've been around a while and our directors, we're blessed. You know how Pampered Chef has blessed you as a new consultant. Imagine how Pampered Chef pampers their leaders. Oh my word, you guys, we could just sit here for the next hour, right? So you have all that if you are. If you are not, you have other little goodies. You use what you have. Don't go spending money, please. Okay. It's not about that. It's about the recognition. It's not about the gift. It's all about the recognition. So give them recognition on the team page and do a big shout out. Oh, we're sending out all these Hershey kisses, all these chocolate kisses to Cynthia because woohoo, Cynthia completed 1 row of the bingo board and she just signed last week. But guess what? Michael got blackout. Congratulations, Michael. He earned blackout on the new consultant training board. If you don't know what the new consultant training board is, I'm attaching it here on the team page. Any new consultant who fills out the bingo board gets entered into a drawing to win, or anybody who fills a line, completes a row, gets a something from us. We are so proud of you. It means you're growing your business. Okay. So all of those things are all you need. And honestly, there's no magic pot. It's just having the system. Go step by step. I put them in page protectors because they're in my 3-ring binder that I told you I have the 3 tabs for. And I actually have a 4th tab. So get ready, put your 4th tab in, because the 4th tab is when you have growing leaders on your team and you want to do the same good steps that you're doing with your new consultants for your leaders, right? So you're going to have that too. So put that 4th tab in for yourself to have your systems all ready. But what happens is, why this is great is if you have a dry erase marker or one of those, those Chinese pencils, you know what I'm talking about? No, there's like a Chinese crayon that you peel, and anyway, it's a wax pencil, and I use that. And so I will remember, especially right now, how blessed are we that our team grew a lot in 1 month. And so did your team. A lot of your teams all grew a ton last month, right? So I write their names exactly wherever I left them. I'll put that, I erase the wax marker after I'm done, or the dry erase marker, but I'll write their names where we left off. So I don't have to remember all this. I don't need to remember where we last discussed. It's all right there. Okay, what questions do you have, and how are we doing on time? Oh, it's 5:35. I thought I was being fast. What questions do you have?
I wrote everything down.
I'm telling you,
I know.
I'm sending this all to you guys.
I tried to download that off of my email, and I couldn't do it.
Okay, well, I'm gonna resend it again. Send it to everyone in every way I know how. Okay.
I have it. I just have to figure out how to download it.
Okay. Oh yeah, you'll get it. Anybody have any thoughts? Lisa.
Oh, this seems like a silly question, because whenever I put a future host, it's when they're a guest and I add them as a future host. Is there some list, like in the contacts, he should just click off host? You know, if he thinks of all these people, you're saying he should just put their names in his contacts before he even calls them?
Well, as I'm contacting them, because I want to know that I have a column for if I'm following up with them.
Okay.
And I just leave it blank or I can put VM if I left them a voice message, or if I usually I'm doing.
Folder. Is this in a folder?
I have like here, let me show you.
Okay, you're not saying.
Yes. And that's just one of my tabs. And one of the columns I purposely leave for every time I need to follow up, because a lot of times we're doing green dots and we're doing texting anymore. Used to be we'd VM voice message, follow up. Well, now we don't a lot of times have to do that. And so then I actually will leave that column blank for all those people that just ghost me. Yes, right. We all get that too. And they don't respond, it's okay. And I've got an empty column, an empty blank spot to fill out when, I had a lady that I had reached out to, green dotted in July. And then she reached out back to me in October and said, oh, I know you were talking to me in the summer, but it wasn't good. So I'm just following back up. Do you have anything for fall? Of course, yes. But the point is that I could go back to that column that's been left empty for months and didn't think I was ever going to hear from this lady again. And I can write, so I don't have to remember all this, right? I can write, or I can highlight her. I often all my people that go from just a contact to a something, I highlight them. And I highlight them in different colors so I don't forget. I don't miss. And people go, well, who would forget? Well, if I'm in graduate school, I'm getting a son into college, and I have 2 other jobs. So, I could kind of forget, right? So anyway, but you guys, what other questions do you have? No?
Oh, I have one.
Yeah.
Are you encouraging your new consultants to go for 4 parties in their first week? And if you are, how are you addressing that hesitation from some to even the fear that you might have that it might be too much?
Right. Question. I'm going through that with a new consultant right this second.
Right. Okay. So here's how I would handle that. And I'm going to be completely transparent with you. Before now, I actually did not. You asked me, I'm honest. That's the truth, right? But I don't remember why I'm not. Because before, when we did shows live and everything, the same thing I would say to them now for doing 4 in their first week, I need to be saying again that what we used to say is, we need you to book 2 shows a week, no matter what, your first month. Now, first thing I say to them is, remember, my first conversation I had with you was about your why and what you wanted out of your business and how much time you wanted to spend on your business. I am not going to ever take that away. I'm not going to change your ideas. I am here to help you get 100% what you want out of your business. And I'm not changing that. But here's what my job is. My job is to help you to be the most successful you can be. And I can't train you if you don't have shows. And the more shows you have your first week, I'm telling you, you'll know everything you need to know and you'll be running after 1 week.
Very good.
Then you can, if you want to throttle back and drop down, you can. If you realize, holy cow, the first one took me some time, but the other 3 took me no time at all. And I just made a great paycheck, and that I spent, not much time at all because it's all virtual. Then you will know how much time you want to spend on your business and but we're not going to know that until you've been trained, until you've had some success and you have more shows to book from those shows. That's why I'm saying no matter what you want in your future, I will help you get that. But right now is your training time. I'm telling you what works for other people. Let's do it. What do you think?
Yes, that's what Jackie and I were talking about a little bit earlier today, and I wanted to get your take on it. And I said to her, they don't know what they're capable of because they're just coming in, and they think that 4 parties is going to be a huge amount of extra time. And it's our job to show them that 4 parties does not take much more time than 1. And the other thing is because if they have, one thing that I've run into a lot is if they have 1 party just to get going, just to, learn how to do it. And that 1 party is a flop, because that happens a lot where somebody thinks they're doing a favor for that new consultant, their friend, and they're just not in it. I've had that happen so many times. Then they think, oh, I can't do this. But if they have 4 parties and 1 flops, they have 3 other parties going. Or if they have 4 parties and 1 cancels, they have 3 other parties. They've got a great paycheck. They're on their way to qualifying and getting that $100 if they joined last month in PC dollars. So yeah, I think.
I really like what you just said. 1 party or 4 parties. That first one, we got to be honest with them. That first party, be prepared to give some time, right? Don't plan it for tomorrow, because tomorrow ain't going to happen, right? So, but after that first party, it's as easy to do 4 parties as it is to do 1 party. It really is. Give another half hour, boom, you got 4 going on, right? And they don't know that. You guys, I've been in 17 years, and before April, I didn't know that. If you had asked me to do 4, I would have told you, do you know I'm in grad school? Do you know I'm a full-time mom and I'm going through crazy stuff with all these jobs? Do you know this? I would have said no. So I can imagine a new consultant who's never done any of it would absolutely say that sounds like a lot, maybe. I don't want to infer what my background is to somebody else. So that's another thing that we have to be careful as recruiters, because sometimes we use our own reference point to answer for other people. But if I could say that, imagine what somebody who's brand new, doesn't even know where Dash is, doesn't even know how to add their first host into the computer system. They're going to say that because they want to go like, well, I don't want to get my sister-in-law to book a show until I know Pampered Chef stuff, right? But we're going to tell them, you will know Pampered Chef stuff by the time your sister-in-law has her show. I promise. We're going to get it up. You're going to go.
Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
Another thing that I heard somebody say is that, and I think it was Sharon Zellen, is that if you do 1 party that first week versus 4 parties that week, if you're setting up 4 parties, how much more will you know what you're doing by the time you're done setting up that 4th party? If you go and set up 1, when it comes time to do another one, you're still overwhelmed and thinking you don't know what you're doing. If you do 4 parties that first week, by the end of that 4th one, you're setting it up in Facebook, you know how to do it. And you're ready
that
next time. You're not scared to do it yourself. Exactly.
I love that. I'm so stealing and borrowing that.
And that's so true. Like back when we did only in-home parties, and Tammy, what I was saying, I only wanted to do 1 party a week. I was working full time. That's all I wanted to do. So then I would set up 4 parties, and then 1 would cancel. So then I would have 1 party, and then I wouldn't have nothing. And then we'd have 1 party, and then another one would cancel, so
a roller coaster, right?
I was never, I still to this day don't feel completely, I stress out over in-home parties because I never did them enough to be consistent to just be able to do it.
Virtual
I stress out so much with in-home.
Exactly.
And I'm going through that with a new consultant right this second. Marty is like, oh no, I can't do 4 parties. So I needed to get her over that hump as well. So those are some great wordage. Thank you, Heather and Tammy.
I love what you shared,
She's a
Heather,
rock,
on that.
she's a rock
And
star.
yeah, and I would say, okay, after that, after you answer them on that, and they still say no, then we need to throttle back. And then we need to say, I'm only here to lead you. You tell me how you want to be trained. If you want to be trained, you know, as a rock star, I'm going to train you as a rock star and get you out of that gate. But if you want to take, you know, dip your toe in it, I would advise at first not, because you want to get trained. But if you still understand that, and I've explained that to you, and that's still what you want to do, I'm going to respect you, and I'm going to do what you asked me to do. So you tell me which direction we need to go. I'm just trying to show you that once you get trained, you make your schedule, but I think you should get trained, right? And what Heather said, especially about, like, we all know one is going to be a stinker. One's not going to be much, but it's going to be a linker to a new party. So we're glad to have it, but it's going to be like, maybe not even count as a party. One is going to be an amazing gift, and one's going to be okay, or maybe not even hold. What happens if it's the one that doesn't hold and it's the stinker, right? We got to have 4 to go, oh my gosh, I just had $1,000 party and that was insane. I got to do that again. Who cares that one didn't even hold and my brother didn't even call me back? I just had a fantastic party, right? So anyway, that's what we're going for. And you let them know. Don't pretend like, oh, well, I don't know. I don't want to. If you tell them exactly what we just said, they feel clued in to make a good educated decision. Okay. And I'm going to email all, well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to upload it on Addis All Stars, the Tina's page. I'm not on Miriam's page, but if I have a way to get on Miriam's page, I'll add it there. I'm adding it to the Lawler's page. Heather, am I on your page?
I don't think so.
Okay,
But
so,
I'm
and
on
I can
Tina's.
put it
I
with
can
the
do it from
directors.
Tina's.
I can put it with the mega directors and they can load it onto their own pages. And then some of you I know have been having a hard time getting it off of Facebook if you're not super techie. So those of you that I know in that boat, that I have emails for, I will email it as well. Okay. Yeah. You guys, congratulations. Congratulations for being fantastic new consultants, new directors, strong directors, recruiters, first-time recruiters. We are so honored to work alongside you. Anything you need, you ask, okay? Okay. Have a
Great.
good
We love
night.
you, Tammy.
We have the new consultant training call with lots on just in a few minutes.
Yes. Thank you, Tammy. Great
Yeah,
job.
I asked Sheila to go ahead and record it tonight because I have, I want it to be updated, and the recording that we have is super old, so that, because I've got 2 consultants that are not going to be able to be on it tonight. So I've asked her to go ahead and record it tonight. So if nothing else, I just want it for my arsenal.
Yeah. Yeah.
For my life.
Well, I'm
Heather,
in
do I
there.
Heather, do I go
all the
on it?
directors that are
Yeah.
on here, Jenna, Joyce, Heather, and Tammy, if you guys could please look at the business boot camp lineup and just give me a thumbs up or tell me what you want to change. You know, I went back through Coffee Talk to get ideas, and so that's where I got those ideas from, plus some suggestions. So please shoot it out there so I can get that updated and get that up and running.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you for doing this one tonight, Tammy. You're the best.
Oh, you guys are the best. I'm so proud of the fact that we no more do we have to work in isolation. That, you know, before it was, oh, we're the California team, you're the Tennessee team, then no, we're all one team now. This has been the blessing of 2020. For me, this has been
Hey, wait. I'm in Florida.
Oh, Florida. We got the
I'm not
Florida
in
team.
Tennessee
We got the Tennessee.
anymore.
You have New Hampshire, are you Massachusetts now? Massachusetts.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Really?
Pretty soon we're gonna have all 50 states. I know Laura just jumped off and she's in New York. We're gonna be the United States team, right?
Yeah. I just
Oh, yeah.
my hot shot that Marty, she's in Arizona. So it's hallelujah. She's on your time zone, Tammy.
Woohoo!
Yeah.
I love it, you guys. Well,
All right,
have a
everyone.
great night.
Good night. Have a good night.
Bye. Thanks, Tammy.
Bye.
Thank you. I'll save the recording.
Thank you.